Congratulations! You made it to the last lesson. We've gone this whole long journey together, and you've been putting up with all my idiosyncrasies and my crazy stories and lots of learning. And so we're celebrating now. And this last lesson is called Beyond the Scale, Continuing Your Health Journey. So once you reach your goal weight, you don't have to weigh yourself all the time. So it's beyond the scale. We don't have to think about the weight as much once we reach our goal weight. It makes it so much easier. We have more space in our brain, more time on our hands, and it's really worth it. Remember all the snack bags that I had, and I was showing you 9 different snacks and their comparison to sugar cubes? I have 25 more that I recorded that I evaluated compared to the sugar cubes. So consistent action creates consistent results. This is a quote from Christine Kane. And that's really true because as we are consistently doing things, now it's not perfect, consistently moving in the right direction. So let's just go over 10 different tips that I recommend that you do once you reach your goal weight and to help you maintain the weight loss. So eat more one ingredient foods, which are unprocessed foods. Ideally, you have been doing this while you're losing your weight, which will make it way more successful. This journey will be more successful when you're doing that. Remind yourself it's okay to be flexible. Take off the judgment and remind yourself that once you reach your goal weight, it's okay if you go up and down a little bit still. Like I had mentioned, I had gained the 5 pounds at Christmas and then I had to lose it again. And thankfully I have, because I put into practice a few of those things, bang, the weight came off again. So it's little habits, little strategies that continue to work to maintain the weight loss. And it's flexible, and that's okay. Use the 2-bite rule for desserts. This still is working for me. And it will work for you long term when you just establish that idea of not eliminating things, but to say, I can have a little bit at the end of a meal and it's okay, so that you don't feel deprived. Aim for 90% clean eating. The idea of the one ingredient foods, the whole foods, the foods that are not made in a factory, that's grown on a farm. And so those are the foods that are going to be the easiest to maintain your weight with. Update your health list. So once you reach your goal weight, you're going to want to go back to that health list that you made in the early lessons, and you're going to look at that. And maybe you have already been able to look at it as you've been losing the weight, where you say, okay, yeah, this is improving. My blood pressure is improving. My resting heart rate is going down, and any other health issues that you had listed. And some of them are going to improve as you lose weight. And that's just logical, because obesity does cause more strain on our body than when we are at a healthy weight. So some of these are going to improve. Not necessarily all of them. Ideally a lot of them, but not necessarily all. But you can update that, and that will be an encouragement for you. This really helped me when I reached my goal weight, and I could check some things off. Not all of them, but I could check some things off and realized, yes, losing the weight did help my health. Go back to that early lesson about the dream board. Go and look at that one and see, oh, now I can do this. I didn't think I could do that in the past. Now I've lost the weight. Now I've reached my goal weight. If you can imagine in the future going and looking at that dream board after you've reached your goal weight. So this is ahead of time. If you can watch this video after you've reached your goal weight, you can watch it again and you can say, yeah, I want to actually look at that dream board and realize, oh, I can do these things. I'd hoped I could do them. I was dreaming that I could do them. Now I can actually do them. Not necessarily all of them. Maybe your plans have changed. Maybe your dreams have changed since you have started this journey, like mine had done. So keep all those charts. If you've printed off the bonuses, keep them all. Maybe you've made your own, and it would be great if you could take pictures of them and maybe send me an email and show some of the charts that you created on your own. I love seeing other people's ideas of gamifying it, making the weight loss visual and also a little bit fun. Keep them for yourself. This is you recording this huge accomplishment, and those charts helped you get there. Keep some of those larger clothes to remind yourself of your accomplishment. Put them on and realize, oh my goodness, these are so loose. I can't believe I used to fit in those. And not to shame yourself and to feel bad about it. It's just that was a time in your life Those clothes fit you. You're a different person now once you've lost the weight. So keep some of them. I have probably 5 or 6 shirts. I have a pair of pants. I have some scarves, a sweater or two, and I've just got those in a bag, and I've got them at the back of my closet, and I'm just going to keep them. And I bring them out once in a while just to see, wow, I can't believe I accomplished this. And it reminds me that I don't want to fit those clothes again. One more piece of the puzzle. Take after photos. This is so exciting when you can take after photos. Now, I recommend setting it up the same way so you have the comparison, so you have the same clothes on or the same colored clothes on if possible, and you can go back and look at my before and after pictures so you can see it's not hard. You just have to have it set in the same position or take the picture in the same position with similar clothes on. Now, my hair changed a lot over those 2.5 years. It's still me, still my same smile. Some of those I even have the same shoes on. So it's something that people will look at, and you yourself will look at it and say, oh, yeah, that's me. Because if you change a lot and if you lose a lot of weight, you actually don't even look like the same person. So try to have something that will anchor it, whether it's the shoes, the background, or some of the clothes. And like I had mentioned, I tucked in the back of my shirts on some of those so I could show that I had a waist, because at the beginning my waist was really big and I didn't like all of my tummy showing. And actually those shirts fit me because they were that big. So tuck in the back, but you could wear the bigger clothes for those pictures. So that's taking after photos. And as I talked about in the last lesson, if you can get in shape, if you're able to, try to tackle that big goal, and your health will also continue to improve because of the mobility issues and the health outcomes and all of those reasons to get in shape if you can. We've reached the end of the course. We've seen the 12 modules with the 12 puzzle pieces, but there was actually 36 lessons. So that's 36 puzzle pieces. And within each lesson, there was multiple things that I talked about. And I hope you can realize this is your journey and you're continuing your health journey. Once you reach your goal weight, doesn't mean the journey ends. We've crossed that finish line like a marathon runner, but most marathon runners don't just say, okay, I'm hanging up my running shoes, I'm never going to run again. No, life keeps going. We have other hurdles. Myself, I'm on the next marathon, which is the getting in shape goal marathon idea. And you might have some other marathons ideas that you want to do. And so this is part of your life's journey, this losing of the weight. And then life keeps going. And so what are you going to do next? And there's so many opportunities and so many ideas of what you can do once you reach your goal weight, and opportunities that were not available to you when you were overweight, like it happened for me, where I had a lot fewer opportunities open to me while I was in the obese category. This is just part of the puzzle, and there's pieces, and when you see the bigger picture and you see there's multiple pieces of the puzzle. But these are just pieces of the puzzle, and you've got your own puzzle. We each have our own puzzle that we've got to fit pieces into, and you might find some other ideas for helping with your weight loss, for helping with maintaining the weight, and that will fit into your puzzle better, and that's okay. We have the last bonus for this course, and it's bonus number 18, weekly review. So the weekly review, a personal journal of reflection and growth. Now, I left this bonus to the very end because it's one more thing that you can add to your puzzle of what's going to work for you to maintain this weight loss. Most of this lesson is related to after you reach your goal weight. So it's the kind of thing that you can use at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end when you are maintaining your weight loss. And so you can use this weekly review as something that you bring in once in a while. And it's just one more way of journaling, of being aware and being mindful of what we are doing in our life. So there's a little explanation, and then it's just an outline of things that you can do to review your week. So it's similar to the lessons where I talked about habits and where we're keeping track of new habits we want to start. This is also a way of reviewing what we have done in the week and seeing, did those habits stick? What do I want to review? What do I want to evaluate? What do I want to change? And so one of them is the top 3 things I did this week. That could be related to your career, your relationships. It could be anything that you're reviewing. This doesn't just have to be related to food and your diet. Another one is the most rewarding interactions you have. So that's related to the fact we need community. We need people in our lives. So this is a positive one. What are the most rewarding ones that we had this week? The next section is new things I learned this week. Maybe you are learning a new hobby. Maybe you are wanting to increase your income and have a side hustle, or maybe you're wanting to change up a relationship or improve a relationship. So what are the things that you're learning in your journey of what you're wanting to change? The fourth section is what was the best things about this week. This could be reflecting on your gratitude journal. Maybe you've done your gratitude journal for a few months and you've put it on the back burner. Maybe you want to bring that back in and you can go back and reread those. I've done that in the past where I've gone back and reread some of my gratitude journal, and it's very encouraging because I realize I was reflecting on the day, each day that I would do that gratitude journal. This is one way to reflect on the week, to look at the bigger picture. What are some things that have made this week a good week? And there's always something, even in the middle of a very stressful situation, there's always some things to be grateful for. And then the last section is next week I want to. So this is related to what do I want to change? What do I want to learn? What do I want to do differently? Or what do I want to continue doing because it's working? And getting us out of our comfort zone is what's going to make us change and become better people. So next week I want to. What is something that you could do in the next week when you're writing these out? What is something you could do that you want to do that's going to improve your life and make your future better? The choices we make today will make our future. Every day creates the habits, creates the routines that will become who we are in the future. So you can print this out. You don't have to. You can also just use a regular journal book if you want. Try to get into the habit of journaling more. In the past, I hated journaling because I thought it was like a diary where you had to write in every single day. And over the last decade, I've become better at journaling, where it's just when I have an inspiration, when I have a thought, I write it down. This is a bit more structured, where you're saying, I want to write in these 5 sections, or maybe you can even add some sections, or maybe you don't want to write all those 5 different sections, but it's helping us recall things, helping us want to improve. If we don't measure things, we can't improve it, as I have quoted earlier in the lessons. And so go ahead and use this weekly review and one more piece of the puzzle that's going to get you to your goal weight and help you maintain it. I'm so happy that you went all the way with me and you hopefully learned a lot of things, a lot of new things, maybe some refreshers of things you already knew. And I'm so excited to hear about your journey, to hear about how things go with you. I can't wait to celebrate the success when you reach your goal weight and you are maintaining it. And I'm so happy that you let me be part of your weight loss success story.